Fuck you, Dad.
Whoa! You know what it is, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Fuck You, Dad from the Lincoln Lodge. What do we want to call these episodes? I don't know. Fucking... the boys are back in town.
The boys are back in town. I'm liking that Carolina on my mind.
Mark is going to be a continuing secondary character on the podcast.
I'm going to be trying for third mic. These are a series of audition episodes. These might not. These are just something that we can send to the networks to see if I fit, if I gel with the program.
We got a lot of comments that they loved Mark on the pod and everything. So.
I haven't seen. Are these? Oh, are we supposed to wink? Wink?
Because I'm the one with the degenerate dad in these parts. Don't come gunning for my spot with your fucking sob story.
We are 30 seconds in, and already the dynamics are falling apart. We're at each other's throat. This is like you fucking. Oh, I swear to God, your dad at least showed up to the game. I had to walk home in the rain 2 times. I fucking.
Were you an organized sports kid?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I was an organized. I know.
Did you hear?
This is where
both of our voices went all the way up.
Yeah.
That's
I heard.
How surprised we were.
If I had said that I was one of the Kennedys, you guys would have had a similar response.
I think I would have been less shocked than you, like knowing how to play basketball.
Organized sports is. You understand that this is part of the reason why we're here, right? Like the organized sports is me trying to get that square peg into that round hole is a lot of what I am.
Oh, I never
today.
even tried. Never even remote.
That makes sense. We knew that was coming.
I know. One time I remember the one time that I hit in baseball. I hit I was always Mark goes up, and you would have to build the game around me. Like you would have to be like, we're gonna lose some runs here. We got McPartland coming up. So it was like a built-in, like a free square in bingo. It was something like the me on the hitting lineup was like, this is gonna be.
The outcome was unquestionable.
Unquestionable. There was not even a hope or a chance. It was like I would see them having huddles on a different side of the bench of like I was like the played for the other team basically.
Yeah.
But one time I connected. It was in kid pitch.
Kid pitch was fucking terrifying.
Horrifying, because kids can't pitch. They
can't pitch, but some of them can throw really hard and no control. Really hard and no control. And you're also 12 just being like, oh, God, I fucking hate it.
Only qualification to be the pitcher. It was not, their kids weren't throwing like, he's got a good slider. It's just like the kid that could get the ball across the thing would just slam it. And so I remember one time, I actually had my moment where I connected, and it was a ding, and it was a square.
It was a dinger.
It was a dinger. You could hear that. Woo! Birds were going. Woo! They were flying off the things, right into this kid's face. I mean, directly into the pitcher, dude.
Way.
The hardest. I can't even. Bang! Like it didn't give a. It hit like it wanted to go through the back of his skull. It hit this kid, and he fell down. And of course, kids pitch, it becomes boys kid. When someone gets hit in the face, you get. So there was a lot of like one of those screens, and then people are all coming in, and then moms are jumping out of minivans, just sprinting.
Did you have a concerned look on your face, but still like running the bases?
Yeah.
Oh my God! He's like, well, he's down.
No, I gave one of and no one's going, and I'm just like, well, technically they can't.
You're just like running around in continuous circles. Like everyone's so distracted with this kid. I just got 15 home runs.
I've never gotten to the point of getting a base, so I don't understand. You can only get one base, so I'm just like, I'm running 5, 6, and so I get there. And it's a real, it's one of those, they had to, stop the game, and the umpire had to come up, and it was like a real, Mark, it's not your fault. We understand this is what, but, implicit in all of their, you got to be careful was, the one time you connect, and all of a sudden, this kid's never going to be able to smell again because you got a hair. And but I think my dad was proud of me for that one. I think
he was still awake in the stands.
Asleep in the car, but I told him the thing is he didn't. Though I just told him how well. I needed. That's probably. I was probably on that. That's why I hit the ball.
That's why
I probably took a couple of.
I told you it worked.
See,
now would you be willing to say that as a testimonial for the information that you were able to finally connect after this?
There was a kid on my soccer team named I think his name was Justin Wong, and he was a terrible soccer player, but there was one game he ripped one in from 40 yards away, and my dad, I remember him going ballistic. I score goals every I was scoring goals every game. I was pretty good when we were that age. I wouldn't get anything, but Justin Wong fucking slaps one into the upper 90 from 40 yards, and my dad started singing. I think he sang a song. I think I remember them singing.
Your dad sang a song?
He used to sing like soccer songs at our games to like hype it
Football's
up.
coming.
That kind of stuff. And I think he went like, oh, wongy, 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 Justin, wongy, wongy, something like that. And I was like, how about make a song for your own son?
Yeah. How about Happy Birthday?
Yeah.
Once in a goddamn while.
That's so funny. Picture your dad carrying Justin Wong off, just like,
Yeah. Who's getting ice cream? This kid. God. Some people.
I was thinking of, because I made that clip at Gabe's episode. Mm-hmm. I thought of times that I've publicly humiliated my dad. And there was, I used to do this horrible thing. This is probably why I didn't get a song. I must have mentioned it on the podcast before, but when we would exit like a shopping mall or somewhere, I would start pretending like he was kidnapping me.
It's a pretty good bit for a
That's
young
an
kid,
early
though.
bit. That's very good.
Yeah. I was like 10. Isn't that like 10, 11 where we started fucking with each other a little bit? And I'd like yank my hand away and I'd be like, "You're not my daddy. Where are you taking me?"
That's
good.
It's a hilarious bit to get in with your dad in jail.
This is around the
Especially when people start hearing he's foreign. There was some people following us in the parking lot.
Oh, for sure.
Most days.
That's like a Taken.
And this is also peak To Catch a Predator Dateline. I mean, you struck when the iron was hot. This is
exactly.
It's very topical.
Topical. Yeah. That's what respect.
People were like, "See something, say something."
Yeah.
I'm surprised we never. Well, probably because I look a lot like my dad, so people were like, "All right, that kid's just being a dickhead." But I still did, even when I got a laptop in like 6th grade because my grandpa died. Yeah, my grandpa died.
Why did that take you so long? Yeah,
because he gave me a bunch of money.
Why did you have to think about who died? Why did you?
Usually that's a pretty big memory.
Because
what's his name?
Old man
Joe.
guy, I would see he'd be watching Gunsmoke a lot. What was that guy's name?
I don't know. Wrinkly Dad at Christmas.
Wrinkly Dad at Christmas.
The one that he looked like he was gonna die all the days. And
all
then
the time. Old hose nose. What was that guy's name?
This was the grandparent. I had 4 grandparents. 3 of them loved me, and my dad's dad did not fuck with me because I was American.
Yeah.
He sent me
everybody.
Christmas.
I think everyone has like the one grandparent that's like, "You're a bitch."
Yeah.
You know, like looks at you and he knows and you know and you're like, you try in conversation. You're like, "There's nothing here."
I would go over whenever we would go over for visits. They would be like super intense visits, and then my step grandma would bring me to the park with like a stick and make me like pick up trash.
Really? With a stick,
she
like
was
a warden?
She was like, "You need to give back to this country. Like, you need to clean up our parks." And I was
Wait,
like, okay.
you go to England.
What did you do?
What did you do?
That sounds like
I was American, bro.
For
I was just a little
1776,
kid.
they were coming at you and making you pay for that? For real?
They did not fuck with me. Because they were pissed my dad went to
I feel like
America
you
at the
did
beginning.
something for them to like force labor
Dude,
on.
when I was in England, when I was a kid, I was a well-behaved. Something about being in a foreign country when you're like 8, I was like, yo, I'm going to stay focused on my Game Boy. I'm going to not fuck with anybody. Most of the time...
Yeah, if you've had your tie untucked over there, they send you to boarding school.
Because an American kid, you get googly eyes, and people are like, "What are you? Oh, you're a kid from America." And they're all evil British people. When they're all taller and gloomy, and they're like, they see the sunshine in your eyes, and they can smell it, and they try to harvest you, dude.
That freedom, they don't like it.
Yeah, he used to send me his Christmas gifts from my grandpa. My British grandpa used to be from like old people homes, like leftovers from dead people. Like they would still have like stickers from whatever home it was from. I once got a collection of handkerchiefs that belonged to a dead guy.
That was his gift?
Yes.
You couldn't put less thought into a gift.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Just to take it and be like, "Oh, I know. I didn't care about this person. We'll send that to the other person I don't care about."
And we still have, he was a painter, and we still have paintings like hung up in our house. Like that he did, and every time me and my dad gets drunk, he goes, "Look at that piece of shit! The banana's aren't even to scale. It looks horrible, doesn't it?"
I'm picturing it's just a painting of just a rotting banana, and it's just like the finality of life or something. Yeah. I'm picturing a very unloving. I don't picture him painting just like a border collie in front of a fire or something. I'm picturing
it's very abstract kind of stuff.
Yeah, damn right.
Which is code for terrible.
Yeah,
I even know it's abstract. It's like because that's where you have to go to find some sort of meaning.
I realize realize now that I'm horrified that amateur art is just a genetic thing that gets passed down.
I did have that thought. Like, well, one day your kids will put this podcast on and they'll do that. Look at it. Look at this fucking loser. This is back before Mom made him quit and really focus on the video store.
And someday my grandkids, they'll be like those digital frames of my million-view clip, and they're like, look at this dog shit. Look at this piece of shit.
Yeah.
Anything going on in Mark's world?
Oh God, let's see.
I know that's a vague question.
That's a
very bad podcast question.
I was trying to think of if I had any grandparent stories or something, because we were talking about grandparents. One of my grandparents I never met. I had a grandfather that, hardcore wise, died when he was 50. That's how you go out, because he was the in Durham, North Carolina, he was like the vice president of marketing for Lucky Strike cigarettes. So he was a real mad.
Oh, the company man.
The McPartlands love their vices.
They love the vices, dude. And
also,
honestly,
like, that means he was like the richest man in North Carolina. There's still in Durham a giant Lucky Strike.
He worked at that what the American Tobacco campus is, I think.
Yeah.
He worked there. And he was a real madman stuff, like a lot. And by madman stuff, I mean habitually cheating on my grandmother, openly and often and publicly. And it was back in the days where you didn't really have to hide it. So it would be like he would like come home with just lipstick all over his face, and he'd be like, "How was work?" And it's just like poison cells, and then he would just go up to his room. So I didn't meet him, but he seemed cool.
Marlboro's killing us, Diane.
And of course he died when he was 50 of. I don't even think they really had to tell him when he was in like the hospital what it was for.
Yeah.
Because I think he spent his whole life just sitting there, feet up on the table, smoking cigars. They would come and they'd be like, the scientists are telling us this is killing people. And he'd be like, convince people that scientists is inherently in bed with the homosexuals and communists. And then he would just keep smoking cigarettes. And then eventually...
was he in the area when that shit was kind of bubbling up? Or was he still like...
He would have... Yeah.
When was that, like 70s?
I feel like it might have been a little earlier.
Yeah.
I feel like someone had to be like, wait, this is pretty bad. I feel like kind of immediately.
I think that started in like...
He was in the 60s.
60s, 70s, something like that.
But he worked for that company his whole life, I think.
God damn.
I think
cigarettes really get you.
They really got him. And they got him good.
He was Mad Men.
He was madmanning it pretty hard.
Yeah.
And
that's pretty cool.
He was North Carolina Mad Man.
The thing is, when you're a North Carolina madman, it's tough because you can't you don't have like the street. All you have is
it's not very glamorous.
It's not as glamorous. It's just literally cheating on you. It's
that's all it is.
It's just infidelity.
You can just hang out at the 4 buildings.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, there's 4 big buildings.
There's not.
You go to the nice restaurant.
There's not you're not going to the suite on the Chrysler Building and looking out over your kingdom. You really are going to a brick house to cheat on your wife who's done nothing but give you love, and then you're going home to just absolutely punch a North Carolina scientist in the face that's trying to tell you that I don't know, we should regulate this more, and then you're like, you fucking bitch, and then you go home and then your dad wants to play catch and you ignore your dad, inevitably starting a chain that will cause him to ignore his son.
And
then it's just
it is a chain.
It's the trauma's a change.
It's a big change. The trauma's a change. So anyway, guys, do you want to make sure you smash that No.
I have a grandfather I never met too. My mom's dad passed away when he was 50. I think he was drinking a cigar in a hot tub and then had a heart attack. so there's probably something genetic there.
That might be how we're connected in some karmatic way.
Yeah.
He was
the OG of just being like, what's everyone's fucking problem? Oh no, just
smoking maybe a Lucky Strike cigar. Maybe this.
Just smoking a cigar in a tub. It also similarly he had another family.
Yeah.
So he kind of left that family for my grandma. Kind of, And so my mom at 40 found out she had all these half brothers and sisters. So my grandfather, maybe that was just men from that time were all just just cheating on their wives and had horrible vices.
Something about it. I don't know what it was. Maybe the internet really, really sunk it. You could get there, and then the second. Honestly, I think there was something about maybe operators or something were covering for people back then. Maybe you could. There's something happened that ruined men's fun, and we got to get to the bottom of it. And I got to find out what technological advancement made it so all of a sudden I got to go to dinner.
Now we all have too much anxiety to cheat, dude.
I know.
I can't imagine cheating on my girlfriend for multiple reasons.
Well,
but
you'd be homeless.
Yes.
It's just literal survival.
it's a bad business move.
And
And
set up a cotton here or something.
just the anxiety of knowing like there's
yeah.
another person out there, and if they find out that, you know what I'm saying?
I know my therapist would almost be proud of me. You
Yeah,
know, it's like,
you're
look
like
at that
getting-
confidence, establishing boundaries,
you're
like
thinking, I'm
standing
good-
up. You're not being a people pleaser right now.
You're good enough for 2 people.
Yeah,
You've got enough
yeah,
wealth
yeah.
in it that you can spread it around.
Yeah.
I think it's like, honestly, to think about living in an era. So, like my grandfather, you're there. You're a Korean War veteran that's never talked about it, and so
That's how it goes.
you've got
That's
that.
how you know it's.
That's no. He literally
My
the
grandfather
only.
was like basically living a narcos lifestyle, just chilling in some mansion, having 2 families.
This guy, the only time I ever learned about it was that we had a flag, like a folded up triangle flag, on the top of our, like our, where I was watching Barney or whatever, and when I was 14, I was
Did
watching
you watch
Barney.
that thing about Barney up to no good, by the way?
No,
Barney
but-
was up to no good, which, looking back on it now, is like no fucking shit.
course he was
There's
up
an
to no
adult man in a costume around kids. That's a giant red flag.
A horse,
yeah.
and that thing was it was built in a way that could hide any sort of erection. Like it had enough. It didn't have enough. They built it. They
It
built
was
a
really
very,
a pedophile.
It was a
plan,
it was a
yeah.
pedophile proof suit that they built that he was
Yeah.
dancing around children with.
Yeah.
God.
But I guess to this Korean, they had a triangle flag, and I was like, "What's that for?" And it's like, "Your grandfather was in the Korean War." Haven't spoken about it since.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Probably led to the incessant chain smoking.
Yeah,
in
that's.
that
But the
death.
point I was saying is like, you're doing that. You're chain smoking. You're eating nothing but red meat, and the amount of stress and anxiety that would give me, and to have
high blood pressure.
the high blood pressure,
Yeah.
and to have the high blood pressure of every time the home phone rings, thinking it might be Nancy from the office,
Right?
And the fact that he held it through, the greatest generation. They
Well,
really
you know
were.
what's funny is now you have like toxic dudes on the internet. They want to do like the Jordan Petersons, like they want to do the carnivore diet, like eating all meat, to basically live like men in the 50s whose hearts exploded almost immediately. Like we have like so much history. Like everyone's grandfather's like, yeah, and then he just randomly fell dead one day. And everyone now it's like, dude, we're too soft. You need to go back to just eating meat, chainsawing cigarettes.
I never get why people are like, yeah, that's how, how cavemen did it. And
They
it's
live till like they're 25. Yeah, that's who I want to model my life after. People that just shat on the ground. Like it's the lowest form of humanity. It's also like the
like,
guy
just
who-
cared about fire. Like that was their life.
Because the time that it would take for the red meat to actually come up in effect, to like start carotiding your arteries or stuff, they'd already been killed by a saber-toothed tiger by then. There wasn't a sample size of how long it goes. You got to throw some broccoli in there.
Gotta throw some
Or throw in,
broccoli.
an instant ramen. Sometimes they'll get a little vegetable pack.
Oh, whatever those
little
they
crunchy-
almost look like Lucky Charms marshmallows
They look like
of the vegetables.
shrunken.
I convinced myself those are good for you too, whatever those are.
Oh,
Buddy, there was a long period of time where I was like, I don't know why my brain is giving me depression. We've been eating 2 helpings of this Lucky Charms, like refried or flash fried.
Isn't that hilarious? You're like, why am I bummed out? And you're like, well, we're fueling the body with all the essentials. McDonald's. Tequila.
I don't understand.
It's like, what? I don't get it. I have everything I need.
I don't. You know what? Maybe it's because and somewhere genetically, primally, what I want to do is that I'm supposed to be eating red meat and smoking a full pack of Lucky Strikes that I got for promotion for my business. Maybe I'm denying some sort of innate will.
Yeah, you should definitely be the marketing manager for
I think
Lucky
so.
Strike right
I think
now.
I'm
that
getting.
seems like a good
It'd be a
opportunity.
good guys. I might as well
Dude, what is that office
call
look like? What's Lucky Strike up to these days?
Babe Ruth. Call the shot. I'm gonna do it now.
They all those cigarette companies are like dependent on China. That's
Yeah.
the biggest
Yeah.
smoking country right now.
Yeah.
They're also
So are we soon enough.
Yeah,
damn right.
yeah, dude.
It's also fun because you could kind of like. It's one of these things where, like how they got us with OxyContin and stuff, where they're
Oh,
like,
they got us good.
Where they
that
got
was
us.
a real getcha.
That was a
Yeah.
that was a oops.
I saw they're like, so.
That was a social experiment.
I have
is
this
what
$1 million
it was.
idea. Heroin.
yeah.
Narcotics. People love them.
I've been reading this thing. I mean, they did get us where it's like, what is the thing? Like when they came to it's like, what's the thing that makes this not just heroin? And it's like, well, as you can see, a doctor gives it to you, and we've shaped it, and it looks similar to a healthy thing.
Yeah.
And then the second someone's gonna be like, what? They had already had a free swag bag, an LA trip, paid for by Purdue Pharma, and they were like, you guys are good. They're paying for red meat. They kind of got kids again in another way where it's like, with Juul, it was sort of like, well, what makes this?
Oh, don't start hitting on
I was about to say.
I
felt that.
I felt that.
I know. I did.
Okay.
As I said that, I realized that there might be some parties in the room that would.
We've got a man who knows a secret knock to get a mango vape over here.
Yep. Started vaping because I believe in liberty in this fucking
Truly,
country. And I don't want to have Lori Lightfoot's boot on my fucking neck, telling me that I can't have kiwi grama.
It is like like a Native American smoke signal of freedom. Every time that you blew out just a blue raspberry vape. But there was a thing where it's like, is that just when you saw it at the store? You're like, is that just cigarettes? And they're like, no. And then it comes out, 3 years later. They're like, Juul is now facing multi-million-dollar litigation because it turns out that they were hiding stuff. It was just cigarettes. And all the kids now are just having to go and get their the fluid drained from their lungs at 17 because they were trying to do vape rings after class.
It's you know what?
Now we're slurring on the cast.
It all.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
No, I'm fine. No, at this stage it's good, but I'm saying we should probably.
It's good.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm not. No, I'll never confront someone in my life. At this stage, it's fine. But selling those to kids, I'm just saying for the record, this is going to be controversial. Might not have been the best idea we've ever.
No,
I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think American kids lack brain power.
I think addiction teaches you the value of hard work. And wanting something.
Yes.
And as a teenager, you don't have a lot of money. So you have to figure out how to scheme and how to fiend. It was an essential building block in my life.
The S's and the F's, dude. You gotta know.
Scheme and fiend.
Scheme and fiend,
Scheme
baby.
and fiend.
S and F.
Truly changed my life being a fiend as a teenager. So now I would never be able to pull off the Via scam.
If
I was
That is
not
true.
trying to pull the scheme. People are like, how do you do it? How do you always try to pull one over on the apps?
How do you get kicked off Venmo?
Yeah.
These are the questions that you gotta answer.
You know what's the things that kids are getting addicted to is have you ever seen people that they're on TikTok a lot where people get addicted to energy drinks and then they have
That's
to go,
the lamest
It's
one.
the lamest
I'll
thing
take
to
a
get
kid
addicted to.
getting a lung removed in the ER over kiwi flavored Juul over Monster energy drink.
Yeah, Monster. There's a Mountain Dew came out with an energy drink, and it is killing more kids than the Mines did.
It's killing?
I mean, people people are just having those 5 times a day.
Well, people forget that caffeine can kill. If you just chug 5 coffees in a row, you could have a fucking heart attack.
It'll ruin your. Eventually, it'll
in an hour.
It'll constrict
Yeah.
your lung enough
Yeah,
where
you'll
you
just
can't
have a heart attack.
breathe.
You guys are just teaching me the way out, dude. Just brew a pot. I didn't know I could just click go on that coffee maker and I could go to the fucking big sleep.
Buddy,
dude.
but it
You
ain't.
wake up enough go juice, you go
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
Okay?
buddy.
It's funny. Your girlfriend's like, make a lot of coffee. Is it a big day? You could say that.
It ain't, buddy. It ain't toaster in the bathtub, man. It's
Yeah.
another appliance that's been in your kitchen the whole time. It's the Keurig go. Just getting one of those big, just if you're doing a work conference kind of
Yes,
mugs, and just
Be longest suicide note of all time.
and just writing the most scribbled out.
Yeah.
You guys are great. Honestly, I should have just an absolute
Shit
scroll.
everywhere. Just a dead body with shit
That's
everywhere.
what. Yeah, you shit yourself to death. That's what happens. Yeah.
It would look. It would look. Just shit, just scribbled on the wall like I should have made it. That'd be the way I would kind of want to go.
That'd be pretty horrific.
How would you want to if you've got to fake your own? I know this is a common trope in comedy podcasts.
If I've got to fake my own death,
or if you've got to do your own, if you've got to kill yourself. I was thinking about this.
Are we gonna do a kill? I feel like fake your own death is a little funner.
Let's do fake your own.
Yeah. Because kill yourself, we're gonna get.
Yeah, we might actually.
Unfortunately,
People are gonna break out their.
may or may not have thought about this one a little.
We don't
bit.
want everyone here to break out their phone notes and be like, "What have I been working on recently?"
Yeah. What
too?
blue planet? I'm oh, interesting. I pull out a scroll, like a brochure. Have you thought of pass down the hotel room?
What do you think about this? A fishing pole, and I touched the charge wire of the L train. What do you mean? That would kill me? Nope. Let's keep.
Yeah. That would just look so whimsical. Such a dark, whimsical way to die. You're like, what's that guy doing? You wear a clown suit while you're at it. Just confuse everybody.
let's see. If I was to fake my own death,
I know me and Mark were talking about this off pod. What I would want to do, I'd almost be willing to kill myself for the bit.
Yeah.
For this bit is what I would do is make it look like you were assassinated, and then have a video that's You remember a long time ago, I gave you a pen. Take off the tip. There's a letter in there. I need you to. It'll give you very specific instructions. If you're seeing this, it's already too late. Because, like, imagine you were just, like, found shot dead in a hotel room next to a briefcase with, like, $1 million. Like, that is top tier way to go.
And people would have, you guys would be like, what the fuck happened? Just like, what life was he living? Just like, he was just going to open mics and eating oatmeal. And then if I just came and I was just in one of us was just like in an all like black suit with just like a necktie and just be like, I gave you a picture 2 years ago. Put it under a black light and you will see the instructions.
He was supposed to be a tease this weekend. What's going on?
Call the person you've been calling JD. His actual name is Timmy. He'll give you the next assignment.
Yeah. So all the people you know in comedy are like secret agents. The cat at my house just has like a robot voice. Been waiting for you to come for a long time.
I gotta say, the problem is I'm such a procrastinator. I'm so lazy.
Find out my dad was actually right about it. My dad, the real cue is that my dad has been fighting a shadow war against the government.
Your dad is the man we call the architect. For years, he has been fighting against the corrupt system of the NSA, has been to go undercover. Ruined by the MK Ultra experiments.
This is a movie just called Schizophrenia. One day Kenyon dies and we all like have to go and talk to Kenyon's dad and be like, where is the agency? Who are you guys?
It's just a gigantic bunker under the... We're like, where was my dad going all these years? It's like, it is here.
It's definitely, we show up to the funeral and it's just like an unmarked building and it's just all Grant Black obelisk and it's just like, turns out you've just started the path. And it's like, what the fuck is this? I just came here to lay a flower.
Yeah. It's like the episode of Lost. Everyone's there waiting to go to the other side.
I would love to frame somebody for my murder.
I would love to frame someone.
Because it would be so fun to fake your own death, frame somebody from your murder, and then like every 6 months you get to check up on the case and see...
Yeah.
I just didn't book him on my show. I don't understand. We had no real beef. I just felt like he wasn't there yet.
Oh, that would be so much fun.
Answer this email now, huh?
I'm gonna kill myself with coffee, and then in grounds I'm gonna spell Kenyon did it on the wall, and just watch what happens.
Oh man.
I'm trying to say like a politician, whoever is the current head of transportation of Chicago, whoever is in charge of the parking policy, and I'm saying this as someone that doesn't have a car, but it's someone that's been burned by proxy. You know, like how they have like the Clinton kill list, where like Seth Rich will die, and it you sack an army.
The Clinton kill list. You go 1,000 miles a minute.
I was about to say, you know,
this guy's been alone in a studio apartment. For
you guys have read the transcripts.
Yeah. You know the Clinton kill list. You said that like it was just casually.
You know the Clinton kill list.
You guys understand.
You can tell Quarantine did a number on our boy over
I was about to say, you guys understand. We're already up to page on. If you guys don't know about the Clinton kill list, I don't know if I can be in any sort of partnership with you, because you guys have had the wool pulled out from over your eyes. So the things are like the Clintons have secretly had some sort of list of people that they've been killing. Seth Rich.
But this isn't like...
I mean, it's not actually true. It's not actually real.
Yeah.
But the point is, the fact that people believe that means that there's been sort of an armada of absolutely just like sun-deprived, insane people that have been stalking the Clintons' house, which is a bad thing to happen to you. You know, your daughter's getting harassed at school. Crazy people are, sending bombs to the mail. It's bad. So what I would do is that I'm upset at the person that's the head of Chicago parking. I would frame them for my murder, and then I would just have an army of conspiracy theory crazies slashing their tires and harassing their kids at schools. I would just do a thing.
You pull like an Alex Jones level Sandy Hook thing.
I would do a full like.
Yeah, they need to harness those powers for good instead of evil.
Let's start. They're the only way that you can mobilize any sort of political base in this country is if you convince them that aliens or something did it. So we have to use that.
Just convince everyone that like Ted Cruz was behind Pizzagate,
and then just go. Yeah, that's the real grassroots organizing. We just need concerned moms who are ready. You just need to go ahead and be like, here's a video of him blinking like this.
Get the lizard eyes.
Here's where his wife works. Yeah. You go ahead and send whatever ticking package you would like to over there.
I did another public meltdown because of a parking ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel...
You ready to join the revolution?
No, I just screamed fuck really loud, and then I heard a woman gasp like right behind me.
In a city?
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like in a city you're just used to people having like a mental breakdown.
Not very she was very close to me. I was like outside of the car, like picking it out of my windshield, and I went, fucking fuck! Like really like gave it one, and then I heard like, oh my god. And I was like, oh, sorry, but...
Sorry, I just don't have a job.
$75, dude.
Yeah.
I went to Comedy Bar, got a check for $25 for doing a show, only to get a $70 ticket for parking.
Brutal.
Brutal.
That I've never heard a better moment that defines a lot of comedy.
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
really the defining
That's
moment
poetic.
of comedy right there. That is poetic.
You took my spirit, you took my money.
If you were to sing, like a folk song about comedy, that would be one of the
Yeah,
lyrics.
yeah.
Absolutely perfect.
$25
I made 10. They
The
charged
fact that
75.
there's a $25 check even involved in my life still is pretty sad.
The bank, sometimes, every time that, like, if you go to deposit a check at an ATM, and the cockiness when they put the little parenthesis checks with an S, it's like, damn well I only have one
You
check.
know it's one check.
You know it's one
you
check.
know it's one
You know,
check.
does $25 sound right to you? Yeah, it does. It's,
Yeah.
I'm clicking
They don't even.
accept.
I'm pretty sure they don't even scan it. They go like, "Oh, we don't care. We'll just
Yeah,
give you
yeah,
In
that's
the
just
past,
a loss.
it felt like every time I took money to the ATM, it's like, are you sure? Think of your mother.
Especially when I'm at the casino, dude. I feel like Chase is on to me a little bit with the gambling.
Yeah, Chase ain't
There's a
shit.
little catchy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pants.
Chase ain't shit.
Chase ain't
They ain't
shit.
gonna do shit. It's gonna take a lot more
Kenyon,
powerful financial
Yeah,
institutions.
take it
That
from
is
me.
one thing that you and Kanye West have in common, dude. Both enemies with Chase Bank. You should
guys
hook
are
up
both-
with Kanye.
Yeah,
You should hook up with Kanye. Yeah,
Once they take him out, I'm next on the kill list
Yeah.
for sure.
when
One fell swoop.
when they make like the Donda Bank of America, you should be the first person. When Kanye does his own separate kind of banking institution, you should sign up. And then that would tough to have Kanye as your creditor. He would
Yeah.
just be that would not be good completely at all. Does the
my
bank know? So when you're do they have like are they putting like freezes on an account?
They sent me an email just being like, "Hey, we have this new feature where you can exclude like ATMs at casinos." Like they sent me that.
Oh,
email.
they tried to give you like
And I was like,
there's like
ooh.
there's like
First
a
off, that's a terrible feat. We have the enabler feature, so that you can hide all the money you're blowing on your addiction from your
like,
friends. And
like they wouldn't let my card go through. Like
Their
if I use
intention-
that ATM,
they're
that
sending
kind
like
of-
we gotta help. Like, hey, if you want to
Oh,
do
that's
it,
a
pretty,
sad email to get.
Yeah, they were like,
the
we see the
institution
patterns.
of Chase
Yeah.
Bank.
That's
Literally send a "you need help, bud" email.
We saw your birth date and the amount of money that is in your account, and we decided,
That's like
And
me
these-
getting an email
yeah.
that's like, just curious what you needed $400 for on
Yeah.
Tuesday at 2 a.m.
Also, these banks like funnel money for the Sinaloa cartel. Like their morals are bunk. So the fact that they're sending you like, hey,
yeah,
we've got,
maybe you lost $75 in Indiana on Thursday.
and the
Yeah,
fact that they're like
yeah.
sending you things like, hey, we have a new feature where someone from our bank is going to come and he can give you a ride and you can talk about him. It's free. It's included with your rewards
Let's just go
program.
grab a cup of coffee and see how you're doing.
Yeah, it's actually a free cup of coffee is like comes onto the card. Just it's actually a free Starbucks.
We're just gonna go. We
And an
have
apple
like
fritter.
just a fun meeting going on at Chase Bank. where we-
It's in those new like Capital One lounges. They've just got a lounge for gambling at Chase Bank.
Do you think that happens like Gamblers Anonymous means they're taking bets on who's gonna speak next?
That-
you're like, Nick's gonna share. Nick's gonna share.
share
Over
one.
under. Yeah.
As much as I would like to kid myself that I would go to those meetings just for fun, I don't know.
Once you open that door, it's hard to come out.
Yeah,
When you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I connect to that one and that one.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Oh, you're stupid.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You're like, oh shit.
It would be very fun to go to one of those meetings that takes place on like a Sunday night and just see how many people are secretly. No, my daughter's in school. My daughter's in school. I have to check on her.
Yeah.
The Bucks.
Yeah. Seriously.
On
entire
Sunday, I was watching the Vikings game, which was a crazy game, but I was like going ballistic because if they won, I'd win like $100, and I was screaming my head off. And Kelly looked at me and she's like, "Did you bet on this game?" And I looked at and I knew if I said yes, she'd ask how much, and then I'd have to say $50.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is how that-
because that's
But it
the
was
truth.
I know I did do that, but there was a long pause where I was like, "What do you?" I wanted to be mean and be like, "Yeah, what do you think? You think I just like football now? You know? You think I'm just excited about football?
You
Of
can
course,
tell
I'm
it's
betting
not
on
in a
it."
great place when she's like, "Did you gamble this?" Yeah. What do you think? I'm
That's
awake
what
and
I'm
watching
saying.
TV.
She doesn't care.
No, I just woke up and didn't gamble.
But
I
yeah.
wasted a day.
No,
I went into DJ mode and I wanted to be that guy, but I was like, yeah, I bet $50. So I win $100 at the Vikings win. She was like, okay. She was down with it. She's not like upset with it.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it was like I
Well,
did touch the
because
deep
that
dark
is your
gambler
new
place.
job.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You're like, no,
Professional-
Kelly, you don't understand. I'm an investor. I invest
I was
in
drunk
the
at the bar.
Vikings.
with Mark, Mark can attest to this. I was hammered at the bar screaming, "I'm a stockbroker!" When I won like 2 bets in a row, and I was like, "I'm a stockbroker! I'm a genius!"
Oh my god!
It does have the energy of like when you're looking at multiple tickets when you've got, because also when you walk in, it is definitely eyeing every single TV of what ESPN 1, 2, and 3 is playing, and then like this is, let's go ahead and scope out. We got the WNBA on this one. We've got a replay on this one. It gets me into it. Also,
it does fix boredom very quickly if you're at a bar.
Oh, you have literally a personal stake in the game.
I mean, at no point was Adam Sandler's character in Uncut Gems bored. I mean, it does create a lot of energy.
It's pretty exciting.
It's pretty exciting.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, Mark, do you have anything you got to plug?
I got this podcast.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of gambles, put all your goddamn money in the Patreon, everybody. Support this podcast. Right. But what's not a gamble, it's a guarantee. Great night of comedy at the Lincoln Lodge.
Absolutely.
7 days a week. So come out to this amazing club. See us perform.
And next week, me and Kenyon are roasting each other on Thursday.
Ooh.
We're roasting each other at Lincoln Lodge. 2 kings going head to head, fighting it out. Absolutely. It may or may not ruin a friendship.
No, dude. I hope you win because I don't want to do any more roast battles. So I want you to. I want us to have a good show.
Oh, I would.
But
psychological warfare. Yeah, I hope you win, buddy. Yeah. I'm wishing all the best. For you.
No.
Fucking Kramer looking. Yeah.
But hop on the Patreon. There's some old episodes I'm throwing up on there, and they're pretty wild.
From the quarantine.
From the
peak
quarantine,
we were wilding out. I'm telling a lot of original dad stories you may have forgotten about.
Yes.
I won't.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
a lot of drinking on those episodes too.
Getting pretty wild.
Hop on. Thanks for listening. Hey guys, you just listened to another episode of Fuck You Dad. If you could follow us on our Instagram, which is FCKYOUDAD podcast. That's the important one. We also have a Twitter account, which is FCKYOUDADPODCA1. If you could follow that. Also, please submit any father stories that you have that you'd like us to make fun of, laugh at, or share. Shoot that to our Instagram DMs. And if you could please go ahead and rate the podcast, share the podcast with your friends and family that might enjoy it, and keep listening. Thank you so much.